What are the your favorite things that I do to you in the bedroom?
Favorite things? We'll ride off that last question. Sometimes when you're like playing with yourself and getting yourself off, it's kind of hot. You know what I mean? I like that. It's super hot. Waking up in the morning, this is kind of our thing, waking up in the morning and having you go down on me 4 days a week? 3 days a week?
Probably 5.
5 days a week? 5 days a week. We'll go with the 5. It's freaking hot. You know what I mean? Waking up and having your woman pleasuring you is fucking amazing. Like, it's way better than my alarm clock. You know what I mean? Although I will say that I typically get up before you, and I might help stimulate that a little bit. I'm like, hey, babe, are you awake?
Hey.
Oh, you're not awake? Hey, you should wake up now. Are you awake now? I need to go to the gym. You should wake up now.
This is very true.
Those are good. I think in the bedroom, well, there's a lot of things that you do, but like those are the things like right off the top of my mind that come to me. You just walking around like with a shirt on and like no underwear or whatever is like one of the hottest things to me. Just like rolling around the house, which we have kids a lot, doesn't happen all the time. And just sleeping naked. I know it sounds really, really basic and really simple, but just sleeping naked fucking turns me on.
I never slept naked before you, and I used to be kind of an uncomfortable thing, and now on an intimate level, laying next to you naked all night, it's one of my favorite things because I feel like it's like you're in that constant state of intimacy because you're literally naked together.
Yeah.
So I love that.
I'm going to ask you then a question
Yes.
that kind of goes with this. I'm just
Sure.
literally reading your text messages. What is your biggest turn on for both of you?
Ooh,
What's your biggest turn on?
I love your confidence. Like, confidence is so sexy in a man. So with you, it's like when you come in and you just have me. You don't ask to have me. You don't, beat around the bush. You just
Pull your
so
pants
many,
off
There's so many
and-
puns in this. What I'm saying,
Babe, you
I
got
love it.
She needs a shot of whiskey. She's a little bit timid. If we're starting off with like semen facials and busting a nut in your face, you can talk about like throwing you down on the bed, going
Yes.
down on you, the whole deal.
Yeah, that is just your confidence in showing up sexually for me is a huge thing because a lot of dudes don't do that. They're like, oh, could we maybe, would you want to have
Let's talk
sex?
about that
like,
for a
that
second.
is huge.
Because that's come up in the past where there's a lot of people that have disconnect sexually or, just sexually.
Sure.
I think that this is I don't want to say taboo, but in the political correct world, like I did a post one time. I'll preface with this. I did a post on Facebook where I was like, fellas, here's the deal. Like you sitting on your phone playing fantasy football, like flirting with your wife across the room, be like, babe, do you want to do it tonight? She's not going to come over and jump your fucking bones. However, she's doing something, you walk up behind her, you put your hands down her pants, you start nibbling on her neck, you freaking start playing with her boobs, guess what? You're fucking on the kitchen counter, right? Like, real talk.
Yep.
I want people to understand, like, I don't, it's not an issue of like, oh, you're not wanting to have sex, and I'm like, no, fuck you, come have sex with me. But there's like a confidence of just being like, we're having sex now. And I've never said no to that. I've never been like, no, babe, I have too much to do today. You're like, hey, I want to come suck your dick. And I'm like, no, I've got to go someplace, right? I think the roles were reversed, and you appreciate me just coming on to you and handling business, right?
Absolutely my favorite.
And it's not a turn off or a whatever that's a turn on.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm also a huge fan of sexting.
Of sexting?
Sexting. I love when we are doing that because by the time we see each other, sex is great.
That was like the other night or the other day for date night when we went up to Sundance, and it was like all day. I was ready to fuck before we even went on date night. I'm like, can we just do it before we go? Because this is going to be But then knowing that you had a butt plug in your purse at dinner makes it even hotter. You should have told me that before
you
dinner.
brought a butt plug to dinner?
Yeah.
I was like, I did.
I did a post.
Your wife is great.
Yeah, I did a post about this, right? Our whole date night thing, and we had the room booked, but I remembered you reminded me that I had the fly-in, and we weren't going to be able to spend the night and the whole thing, so I'm like, fuck it. Let's keep the room. Let's just go up. We get into the hotel room, and we sat on the back deck, and it was fun and the whole thing. And all of a sudden, we start having sex, and you pull out a butt plug. I'm like, where the fuck did that come from? You're like, I had it in my purse. I'm like, do you always have this in your purse? This is something that I should know about on the regular.